Okay, so similar to my Mokushin video that I've done a few days ago, this video itself will look more into the history of Sake and how he came to be, why he's in the game, and just why he is who he is.
Round one. Fight. Round two.
Originally, Sake was supposed to be a character that would essentially be his own thing, and not the, as you see in the previous video, Yoshimitsu utilizing Jin's moves. Nope, he was meant to be an original character who was supposed to be a giant salmon who would flop around and essentially have no attacks whatsoever. That's right, he wouldn't attack at all, he would just flop around and essentially serve no use other than to be a useless character. But he was originally intended to be a mid-boss just before Heihachi, so I have no idea how the boss fight would have worked out. Probably, say, a joke battle. Who knows? No, seriously, who knows, because I have no idea how that would even work. Because they wanted to originally include, the developers originally wanted to include another animal character. I guess they didn't have enough of Kuma, Roger, and Alex, so Sharkey would just be a giant flopping fish that would somehow be able to survive on land. And going to Kuma, he was originally supposed to be held by Kuma in his, like, in one of his costumes, I'd say. But that never came to be. Instead, he was going to be his own original character. Now, obviously, the problem present with this character was that you could play as him, which meant that you would essentially be paying almost $1 at a time for a character that was utterly useless, had no moves of his own, would essentially get killed in like 10 seconds, and would just be a waste of the player's money. Of course, the developers taking this into account stated that I'm not stating verbatim what they said, but it was something along the lines of, now Sake himself could be a good character for the console versions maybe, but for the arcade versions we want to give the players a good experience and he's just not going to cut it, which is why he was ultimately removed from the game. Of course, as you see in the video, he wasn't removed in full because his data exists in the game. Sure, he's not a selectable character by, well, outside of using cheats, but his data is in the game. He has sound effects. You can hear the flopping sound sometimes when he doesn't attack. That's him. That's definitely him. And the announcer even announces his name if you win in a versus battle, just like this. Well, I guess it's either Sake or Sharkey, according to the announcer. I mean, it's a similar story with Jun Kazama, where her details are in the game, and even her name's announced too, unlike say Titan Jackson. But she's also not fully included in the game, but that's an entirely different story. Also, I could have sworn that he also has another audio bits that I've heard while I was doing a run against him. Well, I was doing like a 10 Sake run, and I heard this. I don't know if it's actually his KO scream or yell, but this is what I caught. So what do you guys think?
Round one. Fight.
So, yep, this is essentially the Legend of Sake in a nutshell, the character who never came to be and who ultimately we wouldn't even see in the console version. We did get Gon though, so he was pretty cool. So, the reason why I thought I'd make this was to give some more of a retrospective and insight onto my Sake video. This is something I wanted to do beforehand, but I just wasn't too good at using the video editor on Windows. So, having worked around and having found out how to add audio like this, I thought it'd be a good chance to just explore more of Sake's character. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm thinking of doing a run on Jun, but more or less be the same thing. I don't know if there's any point or not. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you another time.